Now, Michael, I know that you're going to do something very special with the $1,000 award. What's that?
Well, as much as I may need a new pair of jeans, there's people out there that need this money more than me, so this is going towards my fund to raise money for cancer.
Right. You're some kind of guy. We're sure proud of you.
At 2 years of age, we could have seen this kid's a little bit different. He wasn't shy, young performer from like the age of 2.
Wanna make a difference in this world. I want to stay strong and see things come along.
The day he got diagnosed, he was in the oncology ward.
And then there was a little boy that was born with cancer, and he was celebrating his first birthday, little Arthur. And Michael goes, "Ma, I can't believe babies are born with cancer. I need to do something about this. I need to make a difference."
Hearing that baby cry in pain because of all the treatment that the baby was going through, it touched me and it made me want to do something about this disease.
We said, well, what do you want to do, Mike?
I wrote 5 songs and I've got a CD out to raise money for cancer research.
Michael has contributed over $140,000 to children's cancer research. He's now been cancer-free for over 28 months.
I hope it's as exciting for you guys as it is for me. So here's the $50,000 check.
My dream is to see the cure for cancer. That's my dream now.
They asked us what we wanted to do with the foundation, and it was an instant answer. We carry on what Michael started. Like he's still here in us. Just because he's gone physically doesn't mean we stop all the work that he's done at such a young age.
His contribution to the research program here really has helped advance, so the care has improved and is safer for a large number of children. We were quoting 75% cure rate about 30 years ago. We're now in the 90% range for all cancers.
The ultimate dream, to see that each and every person in this room will not have to live each day worrying whether or not their lives are going to be turned upside down by this disease. Because this disease touches us all. We all know somebody who has been touched by cancer.
There was this young boy, Gloria got a phone call from the parents asking if we could help because they heard there's nothing else they can do for their son. But there was this clinical trial in the States and they needed to raise $280,000 US. He was scheduled to go and get this treatment done. Then his counts the week before he had to go started to drop. So he missed his opportunity. They gave him another date, but the young boy passed. That hurt me so much. Why do our kids have to go across the line for an experimental trial? Why can't we do this stuff here?
Why don't you guys tell me about Hugo?
Tell you about Hugo. Hugo's a very adventurous, happy child. Really enjoys being with his friends, with his brother.
Loves all sports. In fact, I think he would play sports all day if he didn't have to go to school. As long as I can remember, he always cares about other people.
He cares about other things beyond humans too. Like he cares about like the slug that's trying to cross the street and tries to usher them across.
I do remember you coming into the bedroom one night and saying, Hugo's so sweaty, he just sweat through a whole t-shirt. Like that's how high his fever was. And I think then we kind of realized something was wrong.
All I remember from that conversation was the words it presents as leukemia.
Yeah.
And then I think we were there for 2 more hours. I can't remember anything else anybody else said. It was 3 years of treatment. And then we, went through the whole, rang the bell and treatment was over and he had his report removed and felt like we were all good to go. And then 6 months later, he relapsed.
Yeah, I think learning about the relapse was actually harder than learning about the diagnosis.
Yeah, because I think we knew the consequences of a relapse. The outcomes were not great.
The relapse treatment started with 1 month of intense chemo, and that ends with a biopsy, which you hope will be 0, and Hugo's wasn't. Then you go on to Blina, which is an immunotherapy. I think we were very hopeful that sort of first stage of immunotherapy would work, because it does work for most kids. And then when that didn't work, that was really shocking. I remember that conversation.
Yeah.
That's when the next option was CAR T plus bone marrow transplant.
And it's now being presented to our child as like a final option.
I woke up one morning, Hugo was still sleeping, we were in the hospital, and I thought, oh, we could find out today. And then all of a sudden, the door opens and we're in like the confined room, so the double doors open, and these large shoes come in, which is our oncologist, and he just passes me this form, and on it's a happy face. And like I lost it because we were done. Yeah, that was incredible. And I cried. I called Abe right away. And I think it just finally felt like we got it. We're gonna do this, we're gonna be okay. 4 years of treatment and then CAR T in 11 days, did it?
Yeah.
I think it's almost like, how's that possible?
I'm happy to say that any kid that's got no more hope, they give the
CAR T immunotherapy.
CAR T immunotherapy treatment here in our own backyard, BC Children's Hospital, and it costs the parents nothing.
Yeah. And we've saved 14 children now.
Yes,
with the CAR T immunotherapy.
It's hard to even have words of how thankful you are that someone had this vision so long ago, and then to see it play out in your own child. It's like, you could never say thank you enough.
I still have a bigger battle, and that battle is to see that every child doesn't have to go through cancer. Every person doesn't have to go through cancer. And that's why we're working hard for this goal. And we're going to continue. We're not going to stop here.
Still have work to do. We're still losing kids to cancer. And one child lost is one child too many. One child that doesn't have a good quality of life because they had a harsh cancer treatment is one child too many.
If Michael was diagnosed with the same thing now, I believe he'd still be here on movie sets and singing and raising money because he would not have died of that long-term complication of the irradiation to his lungs.
The majority of the children that are passing right now are with solid tumors. And now we've made the $10.5 million commitment to have the CAR T immunotherapy for solid tumors and brain tumors. And the team is working incredibly together, and we should have our first child in 2026, so we'll start to be able to save them. And that's going to be the legacy that we're praying to God that we can leave, a legacy of CAR T immunotherapy for the children and for the future.
With your faith from God up above, and your positive attitude is also a very important part, and also the love and the support from your family and friends. With those three things, I believe that it's possible to get through anything.
You've got to work at accomplishing as much as you can, even in one day, and that helps.
As if
every
every day was your last day.
Exactly, because you never know when something bad might happen.
Everything in life, you can look at it negative or positive. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Be positive.
He's enriched our lives.
He has, yeah.
And I know I'm going to see him again. And boy, watch out for that squeeze, because, yeah, I've always said it, you know, when I see him the next time, nobody will ever take him away from me again.
One person can only do so much, but together we can make a difference. And together we are making a difference.